You need IFTA because you've determined that you have some IFTA qualified vehicles in your fleet, and now you need to apply for an IFTA license and decals, or decals. Carriers apply to their base jurisdiction for the license and the decals when they start operations, and then renew that license and receive new decals annually. Each jurisdiction has their own policies and procedures of how they issue and charge for the license and decals. IFTA operates on a calendar year. Typically, the base jurisdiction will send you a reminder that your IFTA license will expire December 31st. Each jurisdiction is responsible for their own carriers, and as such, they issue the license and decals accordingly. Each jurisdiction has a policy in place regarding the issuance of the IFTA decals, and although they're not vehicle specific, you have to keep an inventory of which vehicles display the decals every year. You also need to be able to account for unassigned decals. I know of a company which was charged $15,000. Yes, that's right, $15,000 for 3 unaccounted for IFTA decals. The decal inventory and reconciliation report, it doesn't have to be fancy. You really are just accounting for the decals you requested and how they were assigned. And even though decals are not vehicle specific, they are company specific. So if an auditor finds your IFTA decal on another company's truck, you need to be able to tell them why it is there. For example, an owner-operator left your employee but didn't remove the decal even though you requested that it be removed. IFTA has a grace period. It's for the months of January and February. You're eligible to use that grace period if, number 1, you have an IFTA decal and license from the previous year, and number 2, if you submitted your renewal before December 31st. Here's your good to know. Don't think you'll get your IFTA license renewed unless you have filed all your returns up to and including the third quarter of the current year and paid any assessments that are due. It's also good to know for new carriers or when adding new trucks to your fleet that some jurisdictions will issue a 30-day temporary IFTA permit. Stay tuned for how IFTA works. Now we're getting into the actual numbers.